Picotte, second man on the Ducati team, saw that as an opportunity. He jumped to Merkel's Kawasaki. Mike Smith, who never really came to grips with Honda's RC45, was happy to take Picotte's Ducati ride. Then the biggest domino of all, Miguel Duhamel, said goodbye to Harley-Davidson and hello to Smith's Honda. And that allowed displaced GP star Doug Chandler to come home and replace Duhamel at Harley-Davidson. Now, just when we thought we'd seen it all, three-time world champ Freddie Spencer announced his third, or is it fourth, comeback from retirement. Now, he'll saddle up a Fast by Parachi Ducati today, replacing last year's Pomona winner and eventual series champ Troy Corser, who's also off to the World Superbike Wars.
Larry, with all this shuffling going on, you're going to have your hands full keeping track of which guy's on which bike.
I'm counting on you to help me. Don't forget, you're on the chair right next to mine. Dave Stanfield will cover all the action trackside. He's with the pole sitter.
Yeah. Our pole sitter, Pascal Picotte, riding the Kawasaki on a very rough track, but what a fast time.
Yeah, that's true. It was a fast time, but I could have done a little faster. I get caught on the lap. I went really fast with a lap guys on the last corner, so it maybe caught me half a second right there. So at 23 some, it was pretty good, but I could have done maybe a little better.
Now, what's the strategy for today's race?
Strategy, first we're going to have to use a race tire. I already tried this morning and I went pretty fast. So strategy, I need to get a really good start because it's pretty hard to pass here in that racetrack in Pomona. So I got to be in front and stay with the lead pack. And I think I can be pretty comfortable with a 24 pace or 25 really low. So I'll be right there at the end, I'm pretty sure.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dave. When we come back, we'll be set to go racing. Our congratulations to Pascal Picotte. First, though, some sad news to report. Pops Yoshimura, one of the pioneers of Superbike racing, passed away Friday, March 31st. Our sympathies go out to the Yoshimura family.
Two champions who demand the competitive edge. But they share one thing: Dunlop tires. And that makes them both winners. Daytona race footage brought to you by Dunlop tires. Dunlop, simply the best for your bike.
There was no mistake about it. I was definitely in cruiser heaven. Even my wife looked somehow different. And there I was, prowling the streets on the new Kawasaki Vulcan 800. V-twin rumbling, chrome gleaming in the sun. Is this for real? Or am I just dreaming?
The Vulcan 800 from Kawasaki. It's as real as it gets.
The second annual LA Superbike Championship is brought to you by Honda Motorcycles. See all that's new during Honda Red Hot Days. Yamaha and your local Yamaha dealer. Right now, there's no better time to get your hands on a Yamaha motorcycle, ATV, or snowmobile. And by Kawasaki Motorcycles. For a dealer near you, call 1-800-661-RIDE. And by Toyota Motorsports, where technology on a fast track is built into every Toyota car and truck you buy. NGK Spark Plug. NGK, right from the start. And by Dunlop Tires. Dunlop, simply the best for your bike.
It's the LA Motorcycle Weekend, and what a weekend it has been. Check this action. This is some of the road race action from earlier. That's Rodney Fee in the 125cc class. Now, you know what? Remember that number 32? Watch this finish line shot coming up. Rodney Fee held on to take the win. It was spectacular. You'll see it all on Cycle World in upcoming weeks. Thursday, April 6th, AMA Road Racing 600cc Super Sport Championship. April 13th, we'll have the rest of the support classes from Pomona, including Rodney Fee. Other action that took place, Dirt Track National Championship. Jay Springsteen took his 41st career victory. It's been 10 years since Springer has received a checkered flag, and if you want to talk about happy, well, the crowd just ripped that place up, and rightfully so. Now, Dirt Track action will be coming your way on Cycle World Thursday, April 20th. The Daytona Short Track, Thursday, April 27th. The half mile from Pomona, California. But we're here for Superbike action. It is going to be spectacular. With me is Dave Sadowski. Let's check the track.
Larry, this Pomona Fairplex track is in the parking lot here at the Fairplex. 13 turns, predominantly a flat racing course. The only elevation change down in turn 3. Best part about this track is it's in the LA area where most of the motorcycles are in the United States.
And I think that most of the motorcycle fans are right here in the United States with us today. We're going to take a look at the grid on the pole, and this is his first ever Superbike ride for the Muzzy Kawasaki effort, is Canadian Pascal Picotte. Hopefully Pascal will fare better than that 600 ride he had earlier today. The ever-popular and seemingly ageless Cajun Jamie James is next. Jamie finished second last year's event. There's Texan Mike Hale, first year of Superbike racing. He put the Smokin' Joe's Honda on the first row. Fred Merkel, hey, many times a champ, and we expect great things from Merkel out here this afternoon. If you're counting, one each for Kawasaki, Honda, Yamaha, and Suzuki so far. Second row, Steve Crevier, another Canadian. Give one more to the Kawasaki mark. Next to Steve Crevier, we'll have Thomas Wilson, Thomas Stevens, let me correct that, former Superbike champ, and he is really feeling it this year, Dave. I expect great things from him. Next to him, Tom Kipp, a switch in motorcycles as he has left the Suzuki camp, joined Yamaha, and rounding out that second row is Miguel Duhamel from the Smokin' Joe Honda team. Row 4, Takahiro Soa. Row 3, rather. He is the Japanese rider that they like to call Tiger, rightfully so. Very, very aggressive. He switched to the Ducati camp this year. Here's another switch. Michael Smith, left camel, has joined Ducati. Mike Smith will set in the second position on row 3. Then Freddie Spencer, world champion. One more comeback, and this one I think is going to count. Good to have him out here. He's on a Ducati. And rounding out that row is Dale Quarterly, a privateer Ducati effort. He was on Kawasaki last year. This year, he's given it to him aboard the Red Machines. On the inside of row 4, it's Chris Carr. Doug Chandler will be next to him. They're Harley-Davidson teammates. Then Donald Jackson, Al Salaveria. Rounding out that row. Row 5 is Todd Harrington. Britt Turkington, our onboard camera, will be aboard that machine, the number 101 bike. Scott Zampak and Eric Moe. Row 6 will be led off by Andy Fenwick on the inside. Then Damian Weber, Greg Gibson, Jeff Reeves, rider number 56. Will drop down to row number 7. And on the inside pole will be Shane Turpin out of Salt Lake, then John Hilton, Jim Dickinson, Mike Krynock, and rounding out the field in row number 8, Steve Dahlstrom and Dennis Ransom.
Hey, where's my beer?
Ski, the warm-up lap is over. We're just about set to go racing. That warm-up lap should have warmed up the tires sufficiently so when that green flag falls, they should be ready to run.
Riders dropping it into gear right now, waiting for the green flag to fall, and it's off. Jamie James with a blister and clutch release off the center, but it's Pascal Picotte on the green Kawasaki leading into turn 1.
We saw Pascal do that in the 600cc race, and I wonder if Pascal will keep it upright on this particular set of laps.
Whoa, somebody got bumped way out wide.
And a rider down.
It looked like Camel Honda, looks like Miguel Duhamel possibly, but Freddie Spencer threw a chain reaction off. He put his hand in the air. It is Miguel Duhamel.
It is Miguel Duhamel. The hand went up in the air from Spencer. Did that trigger that? Miguel Duhamel trying to get the motorcycle back into some kind of condition to get back into the battle. And now I have lost Freddie Spencer. Is he still on the racetrack?
We'll try to pick him up here as they come. Yes, he is. He's in second place. I have no idea what type of hand gesture he was trying to make.
Obviously, it was a good one to put him up into the number 2 position. Pascal Picotte, rider number 21 aboard the Muzzy Kawasaki, is in the number 1 position. And in second place, rider number 19 aboard the Ducati is Freddie Spencer. So an unbelievable start to what we hope will be great racing action, and I'm sure will be great racing action here at the Pomona Fairplex. Pascal Picotte, Freddie Spencer running in the number 2 slot. It looked like Mike Smith aboard another Ducati. So the Ducatis from the 3rd row just blistered this racetrack and have taken command pretty much of the race. Command, maybe not the word. Pascal Picotte obviously in control out front, but command with those riders behind them. They are in excellent shape.
Yes, Larry. Pascal Picotte has actually taken command of this weekend. He's always turned the fastest lap in all of the practice rounds. But Freddie Spencer, I think if I could theorize a little bit, what happens sometimes on these Ducatis at the start, because of the torque, the tremendous amount of torque applied to the rear wheel, it makes the clutch slip for the first couple of corners. And maybe Freddie thought he had a clutch problem. This is his first year on the Ducati and is only his second start this season. So I think he's getting used to the characteristics of that Ducati as it launches off the line.
We should explain that normally when a rider puts his hand up, it indicates he's in trouble, and that's a signal to the other riders on the track, Ski.
Yes, absolutely. And here, look in third place, number 23. There's your man, Mike Hale. I know you have him picked to win this one, Larry.
I do indeed. I do indeed. I have a lot of faith in the dirt tracker turned road racer, and I think Mike Hale is going to catch these guys. He's going to pass these guys, and he's going to go on and take the win. Now, go ahead. This is your opportunity. Who do you think is going to win this one?
Well, I got to take a look back at the Yamahas.
Okay. You're going with Jamie James. I knew you would do that. Freddie Spencer thrilling the crowd. You can bet that he has to be the attention of every spectator here at the Pomona Fairplex. He certainly is a legend and a hero among those that have participated in road racing in America. Rightfully so. Went to Europe, won world championships, and he deserves all of the attention that they might be giving to him. It's Pascal Picotte, Freddie Spencer running into number 2 position, and Mike Hale, and we'll be back with more right after this. Chris Carr has fallen on hard times for the second race in a row. This is his first ever road race season. He's a Grand National champion, former champion, dirt track racing. He's turning to road racing at Daytona. He had hoped to finish in the top 20. He was up to 11th place. 2 laps from the end, the Harley-Davidson broke. Here on lap 4, he's out of this race already. He had looked for a top 10 finish. It was his kind of racetrack, he thought, but it's not going to happen here today.
A lot of changes up front here, Larry.
Pascal Picotte holding on to the number 1 position. Look who is in second, number 23, my guy, Mike Hale. Pascal has stretched it slightly, just slightly over the rest of the field, but I suspect that Hale is going to close that gap, and it's number 14, Crevier, now running in the number 3 position, as Spencer has dropped well off the pace. I don't even see Spencer.
Yeah, while we were away.
Mike Smith holding down the number 4 position. Spencer has either made a mistake or has dropped out of this race. We'll try to find out what happened to Spencer.
Yeah, while we were away, he lost 4 positions, Larry, and I think it may be due to that clutch problem that he was suffering on the first lap.
That could very well be a great call. There he is. You can just see him running into the picture. Rider number 19. Here he comes. There he is. And he has dropped back behind one more rider, Takahiro Soa, another one of his Ducati teammates. So the Ducatis are still running 1, 2, 3, but unfortunately they're well back in the pack.
Boy, these guys that were on the front row, Fred Merkel and Jamie James, being well off the pace right now compared to Pascal Picotte, but this race is far from over, and they got a lot of time to make up.
Well, Jamie James is a wily veteran, as is Fred Merkel, of course, but Jamie James is going to ride here today within himself, just like Duhamel was had said he would do. He said this is the kind of track that you don't want to make mistakes on. You don't want to pay heavy penalties in points in the early part of the season. So you ride, you try to get what you can, and let it go from there. And I think that you're going to see Jamie do exactly that. He's not going to take a lot of risk to move up to the pack.
Well, he just took a little one there to get around Fred Merkel, but I got to check myself on Spencer. It looks like Spencer's bike is operating fine. The question really with Freddie Spencer is that a lot of people have made comments about his physical conditioning, and I think that's what we're seeing here. After 6 laps into this event, we're seeing the physical conditioning, and maybe these younger guys are just putting the hurt on the older veterans.
Hard to believe that the physical shape of Freddie would be a factor this early in the race. Freddie's been working very, very hard. Jamie James, meanwhile, currently in the number 4 position, has moved up a couple of notches. Your pick, and again, Jamie can do it all on a racetrack. He was second last year in the Superbike Championships by a single point. Get that, a single point. He hopes to win the title this year by full concentration on the track. He's given up the 600cc championship that he won last year, and in order to concentrate on Superbike racing. And I think that Jamie has probably done the right thing. Question is he going to be able, has he given up enough, I should say?
Yeah, I think the heartbreak of losing it by 1 point last year might be enough to motivate Jamie James to put forth another season with a real strong effort. We look back up front, Pascal Picotte riding with a broken collarbone this week, maybe easing off the pace a little bit, allowing Mike Hale to pull up on the rear wheel of him as they head into the turn 8 area.
Or possibly Mike Hale and those behind him have picked up the pace slightly on Picotte. That's Steve Crevier running into number 3 position. He has caught Hale, and the two of them are closing on Picotte, the leader. You mentioned the broken collarbone. That happened at Daytona. Picotte went down while riding a 600cc contest. They had to put a pin through his shoulder and into the collarbone to hold it all together. The doctor said, well, you could ride in another 4 or 5, maybe 6 weeks. And Pascal said, sure, thank you very much. 2 weeks later, he's out here doing battle in a Superbike contest. That has got to be painful. Pascal Picotte is number 21, a Canadian rider. He's out front. The Texan, Mike Hale, aboard the Smokin' Joe's Honda, is running in the number 2 position. And third place, another Canadian rider. That is Steve Crevier, rider number 14. Pascal and Crevier, obviously teammates aboard the green machines with the brightly adorned green leathers.
Boy, it looks like Crevier is coming into his own here as he runs right up into third place real strong. And back behind them, the Ducati teammates of Tiger Soa and Mike Smith are not too far off the pace there as they head back out on the back straightaway. This back straightaway, you'll see these bikes reach 150 miles an hour, still be accelerating before they have to shut it down and bind on the brakes real hard and flick it hard into the turn 7 right-hander.
Well, we'd like to show you what this looks like from our onboard camera, but it broke. We'll try to get it fixed when we come back. Stay with us.
Some just settle for being part of the pack. And some just gotta be extreme. Now the reigning Super Sport champion takes to the streets as the 1995 Yamaha YZF 600R with all the edge of a winner. Just ask Jamie James. That is, if you can catch him.
So, you want the best darn paper around? You got 99 cents? Boom. You got 6 days of the Denver Post. Oh, what about Sunday? Okay, we will just throw it in. That's right. The Sunday Post doesn't cost you 1 red cent. You get 16 big sections free. You get the most real estate and employment advertising free. Guaranteed 6 a.m. delivery free. Get the picture? So call 832-3232 and get a year of the Post for just 99 cents a week and Sundays free. That's 832-3232. Want a better Sunday paper? Want it free? You want the Post.
Welcome back, and welcome back, Dave Sadowski. Where is my guy right now?
He's in the lead.
Tell me that.
He's in the lead.
Holding down the number 1 position is Mike Hale, rider number 23. Oh, can I pick him or what? Running in a number 2 and 3 position, the Muzzy Kawasaki riders. Number 21 is Pascal Picotte, and holding down third is Steve Crevier, rider number 14. Mike Hale is in a zone. You know what I mean?
Yes,
he is in a zone. That guy is just flat putting it to him. Now, Mike Smith back in the number 68 motorcycle has been putting forth the drive, and he's back in 5th place, and I suspect he just might crop up to the picture. He would be the next guy, I would think, would do a little challenging.
Yeah,
he
can put the pressure on this lead group, but it's just too bad you were scratching your head when that betting window shut down on you.
You wouldn't have taken any of my money. I know you wouldn't have done that. Here comes Mike Smith up through the pack aboard the Ducati. It's his first ride, well, his second ride, actually. Daytona would have been the first ride on that Ducati. He left the Smokin' Joe's Camel effort after 1 year, was not happy with the RC45, and I wonder what he's thinking right now, because the bike he gave up is leading this race here in Pomona. Do you suppose that runs through his mind at all?
Yes, it does. The RC45, it really surpassed the Ducati in the handling package, and now he's faced with trying to sort out all the bugs with this brand new Ducati, but it seems as though he's got a handle on it here at Pomona.
It is a brand new Ducati. This is not the same bike that Ducati had last year. This is all new, and Geraldo Ferraggi says, I have new motorcycles, and 41 Tiger Soa almost took his teammate out. So another Ducati rider tried to center punch. It looked like Mike Smith. But back to that quick story. Geraldo Faraci says, I have all new riders, I have all new motorcycles, I have all new suspensions. He said, oi, 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 it is terrible. But my bet is he's going to get it ironed out before this season is over. The motorcycles are great, but they're not performing up to the capabilities yet.
The only thing that's the same on that whole Faraci team is the pasta recipe.
You're absolutely right there. This is the battle for the number 2 position, and it is still Pascal Picotte, broken collarbone and all, holding that slot. And right behind him, his teammate, Steve Crevier, as a lap rider already becoming a factor. And I suspect that very quickly there will be others that become factors. And then we will find out which rider can get through traffic better. That could be a factor out here.
Yeah, Mike Hale made mention in the 600 race that he learned some new lines going around through the lap traffic, and that would benefit him in this Superbike event. I got to make a call back to Pascal Picotte. His last time out of turn 6, I saw bright gold sparks coming out the right side of his motorcycle. He's actually touching the foot peg or the exhaust pipe on the ground, and he's going to have to watch that as this race wears on.
That will put you down.
Yes, it will, in a hurry.
Mike Smith aboard the Mike Hale, I meant to say, aboard the RC45 told me earlier that the RC45 is also brand new. This is not the bike that they have been riding. It's not even the same motorcycle that they had at Daytona. And I said, what is the difference? As we watched Pascal Picotte in second place. And he said, everything. It turns, it goes faster, it stops. I love it.
Yes, what they did is they had a U.S. built. They took a production model and ordered the kit parts out of Japan, and that's what he rode at Daytona. I asked Al Ludington, one of the technicians on the team, is it going to make a big difference for Mike Hale having the full HRC Honda RC45? He said, you bet. You watch this kid go.
This is the battle for second place that we're watching, and the battle is between a pair of Kawasaki teammates. You know, this is one of those situations, Dave, where you want to get the wheel in, you want to make the pass, because it looks like Pascal might be holding Crevier back just a little bit, but Crevier has to be very, very careful.
Yeah, I think he's going to play it careful for a while, and they both know that Mike Hale doesn't have a whole lot of time on Superbikes and that he's on the edge, but really, because of his performance here this weekend and winning the 600 event, I think he feels comfortable riding on the edge in this place.
Well, I think you're right. He's used to sticking his foot in holes. There are no holes out here, but I mean, I'm trying to draw a parallel here on dirt tracks. It's a situation where often you're jolted around very heavily and quickly on the motorcycle, and he's used to that. And I think when he comes to a racetrack that requires a lot of attention to the matter at hand,
there's a definite parallel.
And I think that is helping him out here this afternoon. But regardless, he's out front, and the rest of them aren't, and he is riding just beautiful. Mike Hale, all of the dirt track fans in the country are going to love this one. We'll be back with more action from Pomona right after this. Hale, Pascal, and back to the Los Angeles Superbike Championship. We're at the Pomona Fairplex. It's Superbike action. Mike Hale is out front. This rider, Miguel Duhamel, crashed heavily in the opening lap. Some kind of altercation, some bumping, some shoving. I don't know what took place, but he went down, and it looked like the way he was reefing on that motorcycle, he was trying to bend something back in shape, and frankly, I thought we'd seen the end of Miguel Duhamel. But look at this. He's all the way up to 18th place, so he's riding a bike that is bent somewhere. It's not totally right. It couldn't be, because they were in there. If he'd had a crowbar, I think he'd have been twisting that thing around. But something is not quite right in that bike, but look at the way he is going.
Yeah, fortunately, that RC45 has got the exhaust and all the major plumbing routed out the left side of the bike. All he had to do was bang out the right handlebar some, and most of these technicians and mechanics, they'll tighten the handlebar just enough to where if it falls down, it won't break off, but it'll just twist on the fork, and all you got to do is bump it with your fist, and you can back in action again.
Miguel has done just about everything on a motorcycle that you could possibly do. He's never won a Superbike championship, and I think that he is really keen to do that this year. I mean, obviously, everyone out there is keen to do that. But some riders have the determination. Some riders have the, the savvy that they can put together the season to do that. Miguel is one of them. This could be definitely a big blow to his championship. Now, we're going to take a look at what happened at the opening lap to Miguel, and maybe you can pick this out.
Well, as they're coming into the bridge section here, he gets his brake lever tied up in the tail section of Jamie James and locks the front wheel, and down he goes. You know why I know that? Because I've done the same thing myself.
And you know what? That answered a couple of questions. What happened to Jamie James? That's why he's back there a ways. And we did see Freddie Spencer's arm go up. No reason why. Back to the action, and Miguel Duhamel continues to beat away at this racetrack. Now, if our onboard camera were working, we would have a great shot of Miguel Duhamel as he comes up behind Britt Turkington. Unfortunately,
I can see it dangling.
You can see it dangling. Yeah,
it's come off.
I think he was bumped there too.
There's also a rear brake pedal dangling on Miguel Duhamel's bike. I don't know that he uses the rear brake much. Some of these riders will use the rear brake entering the corner, like we just saw Jamie James drift his rear end out. He does that with the rear brake pedal, and I saw the rear brake pedal dangling on Duhamel's bike, and that may be hindering his lap times.
There's Jamie James is up to the number 4 position. Right behind him would be Tiger Soa, number 41 machine. He is in 5th. So James continues his charge toward the front, and I've got to wonder how long Miguel will be able to ride that motorcycle with pieces hanging off it. Let's go back to 6th place, and there's Mike Smith, another one of the Ducati riders, and Freddie Spencer now has dropped clean off the leaderboard.
Yeah, well, the reason I favor these Yamahas is that these guys are so technologically advanced over the other teams. They set up computer sensors on gearing, suspension travel. They know exactly when Jamie's at what RPM and what gear shift around the racetrack. It's just amazing the technology that the Vansenheim team uses for their resources. And when you come into the pits, there's no arguing. They can tell you what the bike's doing, and you can't pull a snowball show on them. They can tell you exactly what you're doing at what part of the racetrack, and actually you can use that computer to help you benefit your lap times.
Jamie James is a true motorcycle racer. This guy has just done it all, as we have said earlier about Miguel Duhamel, including a Superbike championship. And he's looking for another. Look, there's Pomona, his wife.
She's going, oh no, Tiger Soa's chasing him.
She really gets worked up.
Yeah.
And well, rightfully. I mean, you know, understandably, your husband's out there going 150 miles an hour, and boy, she better be getting worked up, or he's going to have to.
And there's a guy named Tiger chasing him.
Got a guy named Tiger right behind him, and she doesn't want that Tiger in his tank. No two ways about that. Jamie James looking for a second Superbike championship, currently running in the number 4 position. Right behind him in 5th is Tiger Soa. That's the number 41 machine, the first of the 2 red machines you see on your screen. Then Mike Smith is right behind Tiger Soa. He's running into number 6 position, and he also is aboard the Ducati. More race action when we come back. Stay with us. Fairgrounds, you're looking at Mike Hale, Texan Mike Hale, if you will. Rider number 23, who was looking for that rare double. Earlier today, Mike Hale captured the 600cc Supersport title at L.A. County Fairgrounds, and he wants to put this Superbike title in his pocket along with it. And Dave, let me ask you this question. I'm having trouble with my memory. I'm an old man. Can you help me out here? Who did I say was going to win this thing?
Let me see. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Will Davis has just walked in the door. Now, Will Davis is a dirt tracker. Last night at the Pomona County Fairgrounds, he finished in the number 4 position, and he got to watch Jay Springsteen in that great victory of his. Will, good to have you with us. What do you think of this dirt track stuff, or this asphalt stuff versus the dirt track stuff?
Oh, it's really great right now. My buddy Mike Hale out front, you know, this is just great. He's representing us dirt trackers, just wonderful.
That's got to make you feel good. It was just a few months ago when he was pounding away at your rear wheel and you were pounding away at his, but he was doing it on dirt back then, now on asphalt. Would you like to give this a shot?
Well, I've been out there before. I'm getting a little old and a little bald for this stuff now. I'm going to have to stick with what I'm doing, but I'm just really glad to see Mike doing it. Really hope he's got a bright future in it. You know, looking at him right now, hey, he looks like he's one of the best there is.
Stick with us and enjoy the action, Will. It's just fantastic, the job that you guys did last night. This is the battle for the number 2 position. It's between Kawasaki teammates. It has been raging since the outset, and I still question the strategy, if any, among the 2 teammates. Do they have a deal? Has Muzzy said no passing? Has he said to one of them, you are the lead rider, and the other one, you're not allowed to go by? What do you think?
No, I don't think there's any team orders on that team, but I'll venture to guess that Steve Crevier is just pacing himself off the rear wheel of Pascal Picotte and waiting for that shoulder fatigue to come in, and he'll just finish ahead of him and be satisfied with that.
I wonder how much the 600cc ride earlier today took out of Pascal. He crashed, as you'll recall, and certainly that's got to shake you up and jar you a little bit, and I wonder if that is his problem out there.
It may have had some effect on it, but this guy here rode that 600 race as well, and the fatigue and the energy expended in that event has not hindered his performance here on the Superbike whatsoever.
Dave Stanfield is standing by in the pits with the Honda team. Dave?
Well, with me is
Ray Plum, crew chief for Smokin' Joe's Racing. Ray, let's first talk about our leader.
Our leader, Mike Hale, of course, Smokin' Joe's Racing. Yeah, he's doing a good job.
And is he under control? Is he pushing it heavy, or is he just cruising?
No, he's under control. He's taking things in stride. He knows where he's at. He's got a good little cushion. So this track's favoring his style, so he's using it to his advantage.
You've got to be pretty excited. This is really good.
We're really excited. We haven't been on the podium yet. We're not there yet. We still have a long ways to go, but yeah, we're happy.
Thanks.
Well, thank you, David Stanfield, and our best wishes for the Honda team. Look, he's getting through traffic. Wow. Getting through a round over the top of. He come up on that guy awfully fast.
We're getting some beautiful pictures here today on the Prime show. This rear wheel here, it could be getting a little bit hot now. We're approaching the halfway point of this race. The sun's just beaming out here in California today. Everybody has chosen the harder compound tire. There's quite an interval back to Pascal Picotte and Steve Crevier. But Mike Hale, even though he has this cushion, is still sliding both the tires, and that just goes to show you that he's a die-hard true grit Texan, and he's going to put it to the ground all the way to the finish.
Look at this. Now look at that. See, Crevier is very comfortable coming into that corner, and that's not the only part of the racetrack where I'm seeing this. Crevier is actually slowing to allow Pascal to go in front of him. Now, one of two things is happening. Either he just does not want to get in Pascal's way and take a chance, or he's been told, and Ryder's shooting off the racetrack at the top part of the screen.
There he comes back on, though. He took a little sidetrack for some milk and cookies there.
What is over there? That's the same rider that Hale almost hit. Steve Dahlstrom out of Linwood, Washington.
You better call it a day, I think.
I think there's great scenery over there. We've seen 2-3 riders throughout the weekend. Uh-oh.
Hale just riding the wheels off that bike. Coming by Thomas Stevens. He must have had a problem and entered into the pit because Thomas was on pace earlier. Mike Hale is just feeling his oats and giving that Honda everything he's got.
Our camera crew doing a spectacular job here at the Pomona Fairplex. They are just getting some spectacular video. Mike Hale is the leader. Rider number 23 comes out of Carrollton, Texas. Won his first ever Super Sport race earlier today after his first Superbike victory. We'll be back with more race action. California of the AMA Superbike race. It has been all Mike Hale. He took the lead early, and the young man has done nothing but pull away from the rest of the field. There are a couple of Kawasaki's running in second and third, and we had a change in position while we were away. Steve Crevier finally went around Pascal Picotte to take over the number 2 position, dropping Pascal back to third. Will Davis had joined us a few moments ago, and Will, we thank you for stopping by. Great ride out there last night at the fairgrounds. Will, the dirt tracker, finished in the number 4 position after leading that thing about 13 laps, and then letting the likes of Jay Springsteen, Scott Parker, and Steve Moorhead, just some common old names, get by him. Will, we got a dirt tracker out front, and hopefully he'll get the job done for you.
Oh, isn't it great? You know, I just got my heart beating 100 miles per hour. You know, I'm just really pulling for Mike Hale. You know, it's just great. I'll see him after this race, and we're gonna celebrate after this deal.
Thanks for joining us, Will.
Thanks.
Back to the number 2 position, and it's Steve Crevier. Question: we're running down in laps. We got about 8 to go, something like that. There's Crevier. Does he have something left for Mr. Hale?
Yes, I think he could. He could very well with the traffic situation here at Pomona. As we stated earlier, you can lose up to 2 or 3 seconds per lap if you get bottlenecked tight enough. And Crevier can take advantage of that and really put a strong approach on Mike Hale for the finish.
Then I have to ask you this question: why didn't he make the effort to get around Pascal earlier? Because the opportunity was there. He just didn't force the issue.
I think we saw what it takes. I mean, I've rode with broken collarbones before, and we saw the fatigue factor just take in over the commercial break there, and Pascal Picotte just you know, he backed off the pace, and Crevier wasn't satisfied with the slower pace, and he got around him. And now that the track is free ahead of him, maybe he wasn't comfortable with the pace Pascal was going. He can go better.
Right here's Tiger Soa. He's moved up to the number 4 position, had passed James Soa is number 41. James is in 5th. He's rider number 2, and running back in the number 6 slot would have to be is that Mike Smith? Yeah, Mike Smith, I think, is back there, rider number 68.
Soa, he showed a real strong performance here last year aboard a Muzzy Kawasaki. I think that this circuit must parallel some of the circuits that are over in Japan. Really short, tight, squirty corners where you're just accelerating hard from one corner to the next. And this guy here, you don't really you're not able to find out a whole lot about it because of the English barrier. He doesn't speak too much English, but this guy is in tremendous shape. He's really fit for a Japanese rider, and he's showing these guys here that he's got a lot of strength towards the remaining laps in this event.
I would tell you that Tiger Soa speaks and understands a lot more English than you think he does. What he likes to say when you come around is, thank you very much, bike very fast. But he holds conversations with other folks. But you get near him with a microphone. Here comes Jamie James to the inside. James makes a great move. That was a smooth, cool move on the part of Jamie James to take over the number 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 4th position. And that drops Soa back to 5th. And Soa, major wobble coming out of that corner. Hey, we got tires going away here or what?
Yeah, these guys are, there's actually a decent tire war going on this year in the AMA Superbike Series. The Ducati team switched over to Michelin's, and of course, the Vincent Hines Yamaha team has been with Dunlop for a number of years.
Here comes Mike Smith, rider number 68. He stuffs it under Tiger Soa. He takes over the number 5 position. So Soa having some kind of a problem. He loses 2 spots in the space of about 1/3 of a lap.
Yeah, Soa's pushing the front end. We saw him plow it really heavy back there through turn 6. And Mike Smith, that's the best time to make a pass, Larry, is when you see the guy have a problem. You know he has a question in his own mind of how much traction is available. You get him right then and then just split.
Yeah, now Mike Smith starting to pull slightly away from Tiger Soa, and Soa closing it right back under braking. And I thought he was going to try to get a wheel to the inside there. He didn't, but look at that. Soa is all over the track and all over the motorcycle.
Yeah, they're getting around the privateer there, number 57, Eric Moe, aboard his Kawasaki. But the Yoshimura guys are working together right now to catch up to the 2 Ducati teammates and Jamie James.
You need to explain that one.
Yes, the Yoshimura Suzuki guys, Thomas Stevens and Fred Merkel, are not getting in each other's way. I'm sorry, I thought that was Thomas Stevens. We saw him slow down. That's Tommy Kipp. Tommy Kipp and Merkel working together, catching up to the Ducati guys.
And what they do is just watch each other. They don't steal each other's lines. They let them go. One guy goes, the other one follows, and that gives them a faster lap.
It does. Headed onto the back straightaway here. We see Tommy Kipp making time.
We've got a ton of race action coming your way from Pomona. Stay with us. We'll be back. Mike Hale, Crevier, Picotte, James, and Smith. We're at the Fairplex, LA County Fairgrounds, where my guy, rider number 23, Mike Hale, is putting it on the hurtin'. The hurtin' is what he's putting on the rest of the field, Ski. I told you.
Yeah, you did, Larry. This guy is, like you said, he's in his zone. And this is the way I was when I won the Daytona 200. It just seems as though you can do nothing wrong, and you got a smile on your face the whole way around.
You mentioned Daytona. Mike was out there minding his own business at Daytona. He and Crevier and Mike Smith come up behind him. He hit Crevier. Crevier fell down. Mike Smith ran over him, and 2 of them were out of the race. Crevier and Smith. Hale was able to get back up and get his motorcycle repaired. 27 laps. This one is winding down. They're working the 27th lap. And, ooh,
man, that was close. Al Salaveria just coming across the nose of Mike Hale's bike. Mike Hale being very conservative here through traffic, and it may have cost him there some time.
You don't think they're using this entire racetrack? Ski, I want you to watch this replay coming up. This is something. Now watch the hay bale on the left side of your screen.
The chicane.
Watch this. Look at that.
Smith.
Mike Smith.
He does that just to look cool, though.
Well, it looked cool to me. He shred that bale, I'll tell you that. Whoa. What does it feel like hitting a hay bale at that speed?
Oh, man, yeah, it's pretty, it gets you fired up sometimes. I mean, these guys, I think all of us at one point in time got on motorcycles and showed off for girls and whatever, but I'm sure he's going, man, I'm cool.
As this race is winding down, there are just a couple of laps remaining. The thing that Mike Hale has to watch out for, lap riders.
Absolutely. This Pomona track, I mean, it's got some first gear corners like the chicane leading onto the front straightaway here. And the bikes are going, you know, 150 down to 25 miles
Look at that gap. I want to show you that gap quickly. Back to Crevier. We wondered if Crevier had anything left. And actually, Hale is pulling away from Crevier.
Hale's working the traffic.
Now, here's the rider in 3rd place. That is rider number 21.
Pascal Picotte.
That's Pascal Picotte.
Yeah, we didn't see Soa there. Soa's having a hard time through the traffic.
Pascal Picotte is in 3rd place. I was getting my number 1s mixed up. That's where Pascal had been. Into number 3 position. 4th place as we drop back in the field was Jamie James. Then came Mike Smith, and Soa is behind him. Now, I straightened that out after I messed it up.
You did a good job.
Thank you very much. This race winding down. We were talking about lap riders, and they are the key to this one as far as Mike Hale is concerned. He has to avoid them. He has to to stay out of their way, and he has to pick his positions to make the pass in. Mike Smith, rider number 68, currently touring the course for his Ducati, is holding down the number 5 position on the racetrack.
I tell you, Larry, this race is like a big stick of dynamite with a long fuse, and it's getting ready to blow here at the end. These guys are all challenging for the 3rd and 4th spot, and they're all bunching up here as this race comes to a close.
Mike Hale has already captured the 600cc Supersport Championship out here today at the Pomona Fair. There's Bob Hale, the person dressed in the camel apparel on this side. Tall, thin, good-looking guy. That's Mike's father. Boy, what must his stomach feel like right now? Is it jumping up and down, you think?
Boy, the day my father watched me win the Daytona 200, you know, before this day is over, you're going to see tears coming out of his eyes because he's been working a long time with his son to put this one in the bag, and it's just great, I think, to have your dad watching you win.
Yeah, I have watched them, oh gosh, at least 10 years through the dirt track years as Mike was making a name for himself, then continuing on into road racing. And it is a father-son mechanical racer team, but they're also pals.
Yeah.
They really are pals. They're good guys. They get along well together. Mike Hale is out front. This race is winding down. He's got to keep it upright. He's got to watch out for lap riders. He's got to stay away from the wiggles in the corners and the dips in the straights, and he's going to claim that double victory out here today. I think this next time around we're going to see a white flag unless my oh, look at that bouncing around. Has he been doing that every lap?
Yeah, he's in his zone, Larry.
It's the first time I've seen him do that.
He's in his zone, Larry, and he's not backing off his pace. He may even be trying going faster towards the closing laps. I didn't see the white flag out that time, but they may have come. The camera might have missed it.
Yeah, I think according to my calculations, we should be on the white flag lap.
I think Mike Hale's going to go a couple extra laps anyway. He's feeling so good.
Why not? He should spot the field that much, the way he's riding out here today. We are on the last lap. They were tight on Mike Hale when he got through that. He just pleased by the flagger. The flagger says, hey, you should have been here for 2-3 more seconds. That's how fast he was riding. Hale holding down since the opening laps. The number 1 position is touring for the final time under a full head of steam. This Pomona racetrack. What an accomplishment this guy has turned in this weekend. Hale is out front. It's Crevier in the number 2 position. Running in the number 3 slot is Pascal Picotte with that broken collarbone. Jamie James is running 4th. Then in 5th is Mike Smith as they continue toward the checkered flag here at round 2 of the AMA Superbike Series. And what a great weekend it's been, Dave.
Yes, it's been good for Steve Crevier too. Also, I mean, nothing to take anything away from Mike Hale, but Steve Crevier really needed to finish on the victory roster here at Pomona, and he's done a great job staying aboard the bike. But this man right here is taking this RC45, and he's the wonder boy now in the American road racing scene, coming off the dirt tracks and developing this bike into a winner. Pulls a wheelie across the victory strand. Congratulations,
checkered
Mike
flag
Hale.
time. The crowd erupts. What a gorgeous ride he turned in. We'll be back to talk with Mike right after this.
The second annual LA Superbike Championship was brought to you by Honda Motorcycle. See all that's new during Honda Red Hot Days. Yamaha and your local Yamaha dealers. Right now, there's no better time to get your hands on a Yamaha motorcycle, ATV, or snowmobile. And by Kawasaki Motorcycles. For a dealer near you, call 1-800-661-RIDE. And by Toyota Motorsports, where technology on a fast track is built into every Toyota car and truck you buy. NGK Spark Plug. NGK, right from the start. And by Dunlop Tires. Dunlop, simply the best for your bike.
Welcome back to Pomona, where Mike Hale has just captured the first Superbike victory of his career. We'll hear from Mike in Victory Lane.
Not those moon. I don't know.
Congratulations, you two. Bob, you first. Paying your dues, especially with your son. It's been a long time coming?
It's been a long time coming. But, you know, to get to this level, you've got some heavy dues to pay. And you just keep after it. And that's what we've been doing.
And with good family support, a dream has come true?
Yeah, we've worked long and hard for this, and help with the Smokin' Joe's Honda team, you know, with Merlin Plumley, Ray Plum, Bobby Weindorf, my dad. Just a great team. Just made it that much easier. New RC45 is fast.
Let's talk about the race. Any anxious moments out there, or was it nonstop perfect for you?
Now, early on, we had a little bumping and banging going on. There's a few guys running up front, but I saw Pascal was having a little trouble, so I thought I'd put my head down, go on by him, and see if I couldn't make a break. And that's what happened.
Okay, now let's go through your mind the last lap when you saw that white flag flying.
I just hit my lines, hit my apexes, and keep it on 2 wheels, and I had a big smile.
Here are the final standings from Pomona. It was Mike Hale, Crevier, Pascal Picotte, Jamie James, and Mike Smith rounding out the top 5. Let's take a look at the rest. Fred Merkel, Tom Kipp, Takahiro Soa, that's the Tiger, Dale Quarterly, then Fred Spencer, Miguel Duhamel, Todd Harrington, Donald Jacks, Al Salaveria, Fred Turkington, Sampak, Mo Stevens, Reeves, and Weber rounding out the top 20. NGK rider of the race? Well, can there be any doubt in anyone's mind? It's Mike Hale all the way. For Dave Sadowski and Dave Stanfield, I'm Larry Myers. We hope you enjoyed the race weekend here at Pomona. We'll see you next Thursday on Cycle World on Prime, where we'll have all of the action from the 600cc Super Sports. Bye now, and thanks for watching.